What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I wanted to answer the question, do we need a new Call of Duty every single year? And when I say need, I don't mean that literally like we're gonna die if we don't get it. It's just a much easier way to phrase the question, should Call of Duty still be releasing annually, or should it be more of a 2-year cycle per Call of Duty game? So with Modern Warfare, for instance, should they have waited another year with Cold War and just supported Modern Warfare for a second year? This is a topic that's come up quite a bit this year, especially before Cold War was officially announced and confirmed, and I just thought it was a pretty interesting topic that I wanted to cover. Now, for the gamers out there that are generally coming from outside of the Call of Duty franchise, the thought of an annual title releasing every single year, a brand new game every year for the same franchise, probably sounds ridiculous. Whereas from a Call of Duty player's perspective, like a dedicated Call of Duty player's perspective, we've been conditioned to expect this every year. We've had a brand new Call of Duty game every single year for the past 14 years in a row. So every time end of October or beginning of November comes around, we expect a new Call of Duty game to be there, and tens of millions of us are going to buy it no matter what. As a result of this, financially, it just makes sense for them to keep pumping a Call of Duty game out every single year. Even the quote-unquote flops of a Call of Duty game, like Infinite Warfare for instance, a lot of people consider that to be a flop of a Call of Duty game. It was the best-selling game of that year. So of course, from a business standpoint, at this point at least, it seems pretty obvious that it's in their best interest to keep pumping out a new Call of Duty every single year because they're just going to sell well no matter what. But from the consumer standpoint, there have been a lot of people that feel like each Call of Duty game doesn't necessarily reach its full potential because it's just not supported for very long, and just 6 or 8 months after launch, the next Call of Duty game is already being hyped up, and it's likely most of that studio that's working on the current Call of Duty game and supporting the current Call of Duty game, most of that studio is already hard at work developing their studio's next Call of Duty game because their next game is coming out in a year and a half, so they have to get that done. Or it was 2.5 years when they were on the 3-studio cycle. But still, I do agree that that pressure that's constantly on the devs to keep churning out these Call of Duty games every single year most likely does harm the true potential of the current Call of Duty game that's out. And many fans, especially with a Call of Duty game that they're really enjoying, they want to see the game that they love reach its full potential and actually be supported more than just a year. And by support, I don't mean like absolute basic support where they're just adding some new guns and content and stuff every now and then, but like proper full-on dedicated support from the studio for a couple years at least. So when it comes to that argument, I definitely understand where people are coming from. However, I do feel like there is a bit of an issue here when it comes to Call of Duty, and this franchise has tried so many different things over the years and branched out in so many different ways that its player base is so fractured, and one side of the player base wants something completely different from the other side of the player base. And Modern Warfare is a great example of this. Modern Warfare is one of those games that attracted a lot of people from outside of Call of Duty, or a bunch of really old school Call of Duty players that used to play back in like the COD 2, COD 3 days, that don't like playing a super arcadey sort of first-person shooter. They want something that's more tactical, slower paced, and based in realism. And for those people, Modern Warfare has been an amazing year, and they're absolutely in love with the game, and they would love to see Modern Warfare be a 2-year title and Cold War could wait another year. And for those players, I'm really happy for them. I'm really glad that they enjoy this game. But there's the other side of the player base, which I am personally on, that prefers a much more fast-paced arcade style of Call of Duty. And this is what we've come to expect for the most part for the past, 10 years or so with Call of Duty. It's been leaning more toward that really fast-paced arcade style. And therefore, if Modern Warfare were a 2-year title, and Cold War, for instance, didn't come out till next year, many of us wouldn't be able to hang on for another year with Modern Warfare. Like, I don't know what I would do content-wise if Modern Warfare were a 2-year title. I don't think I could hang on and continue playing it and supporting it for another year, just because it doesn't really appeal to me. It's not what I look for in Call of Duty, and therefore I would likely be looking to move on to other franchises and get away from Call of Duty. And that's not what Call of Duty wants, especially if they can avoid it. So this is one of the reasons that 1-year turnover for Call of Duty is so important, is because they've fractured the player base so much that no matter what, it seems like they're going to alienate a fairly significant group of players. And in order to avoid this, what they can do is create a new game every single year, and each year change up the style a little bit, change up the pacing a little bit, so that you're constantly appealing to different groups in different ways. And in general, this will keep people invested in the franchise for a longer period of time than if they were to just stick to their guns with one style of Call of Duty over multiple years. And in a lot of ways, I actually like that they do this. Every single year, we're going to get a slightly different experience, something new and exciting to learn, rather than just sticking with the same game that is going to play pretty much the same for 2 years. Yeah, they'll continue supporting it and making tweaks and adjustments, but at the end of the day, it's still the same game. Whereas when they have a brand new one every year, it's a new and exciting experience every single year. And that Call of Duty cycle keeps people hooked, keeps them coming back year after year and buying the next Call of Duty game. So I think as of right now, at least, it's still in Activision's best interest to continue having a brand new Call of Duty every single year, because why wouldn't they? If they have the opportunity to have the top-selling game or a top 3 top-selling game every single year, why wouldn't they take advantage of that? Well, this is where post-launch sales come in. Over the recent years, there's been a much heavier focus on player retention and post-launch sales, and it's been extremely effective at generating revenue. Just as an example, Activision Blizzard recently had an investors call, and with this, across all of their games, this isn't just Call of Duty, although I'm sure Modern Warfare played a massive role in this, but between July and September of this year, they generated $1.2 billion in revenue from microtransactions alone. That's not game sales, that's post-launch sales. And as this number continues to climb over the years, at some point it's probably going to reach that threshold where it is now the better option. Rather than investing all that time and money to create a brand new game every year, they might be better off supporting a game for 2 years and really raking in those microtransaction sales, because it would obviously cost a lot less on their end to just support a game that's already out compared to making a brand new one every single year. Now, I don't think we're at that point yet, and we probably won't be in the near future, at least. I would say not for several years. But it may eventually reach that tipping point where it does become the more lucrative option for them to support a Call of Duty game over multiple years, rather than creating a new one every single year. Now, as for my thoughts and what I would like to see them do in the future, as a Call of Duty player, like I said, I do like the annual releases. However, I definitely prefer it when they have a 3-studio cycle. So you have Treyarch 1 year, Infinity Ward the next year, and then Sledgehammer or Raven or whatever third studio creating their own game as well. I think this is a formula that was working well within the context of Call of Duty because it allowed them to have that yearly Call of Duty game, but it gave each studio more than just basically a year and a half to create their next game. So I think they were on the right track with this. Unfortunately though, it looks like that cycle has kind of fallen apart because we had a Treyarch game, Infinity Ward game, and now we're going back to a Treyarch game. And according to insiders, this was due to some conflict that was going on between Raven and Sledgehammer. They were supposed to be co-developing the game that's coming this year, and apparently that wasn't working out, so Treyarch had to step in to sort of take over the reins to get Black Ops Cold War made for this year. So this has broken up that 3-year cycle, and I'm really curious to see what this means for COD 2021 and even going forward, COD 2022. Are we going to be back now to just a 2-studio cycle? So we have Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and we just keep repeating that like we used to? Or are they going to try to slot in a 3rd studio again for next year? A big part of me is hoping that's what they're going to be doing, because I do think it generally makes for a better game when you have that 3-year rotation. You give the developers not only more time to support their current title as it's out within its first year, but you also give more time in general to be working on whatever their next Call of Duty game is. Additionally, I like the idea of having essentially 3 different styles of Call of Duty, where at their core they still are all Call of Duty, but Treyarch could be more of the arcadey Call of Duty. Then Infinity Ward could be a bit more of the tactical realism Call of Duty, and then whichever other studio can have their own twists and their own take on what Call of Duty is, while still maintaining that Call of Duty feeling at its core. So for the foreseeable future, at least, that's what I would like to see, and I think that would provide the best combination of maximized revenue for Activision and also maximized variety for the really fractured community that's constantly wanting different things. Now, one last thing I wanted to mention as well, because I've had a lot of people asking me, do I think Modern Warfare is still going to be supported once Cold War launches? Or is the support basically just going to be dead, very few people are going to be playing it, and therefore the game will just kind of die off? Normally with Call of Duty, to some extent, this is going to happen when the next Call of Duty drops. However, I don't think it's going to be the same case with Modern Warfare, and this is for a few reasons. First up, crossplay and the fact that we don't have a fractured player base with some people owning DLC maps and other ones not owning DLC maps. Everything's united this time around. So even if the player base shrinks fairly considerably, it won't be nearly as bad as previous years where not only did you see that shrinking player base, you also had a fractured player base due to the different map packs and things. But on top of this, I also think the player base is going to be stronger than normal going into Modern Warfare Year 2, because this game has attracted so many people from outside of the Call of Duty franchise that aren't really into the super arcade style of Call of Duty, which Cold War appears to be more of that arcade style that those players don't enjoy. So I do think there's going to be a very, very large group of those players that will stick around for Year 2 of Modern Warfare, and I would anticipate it is going to have a pretty successful second year. I think there's going to be plenty of cosmetics added, plenty of new guns added as well. I'm not too sure if they'll do any more seasons though, but I'm very confident they'll continue supporting it and bringing new content as time goes on. So for any Modern Warfare players out there that have no interest in moving to Cold War, I don't think you have too much to worry about. Yes, the player base is going to drop fairly considerably, but I do think it is possibly going to be the strongest player base we've ever seen for a second year of a Call of Duty game. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for my thoughts and opinions on this topic. I'd like to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Do you think it would be overall beneficial for Call of Duty to move into more of a 2-year cycle rather than a 1-year cycle, keeping in mind that that would also apply to Call of Duty games that you don't personally enjoy? Or do you think they should continue to have these annual releases so there's always something new and a little bit different every single year? Just let me know those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.